me and you had totally different experiences. You won the second league. Like I said, we almost got relegated. So I guess just tell me about that. I mean, looking at it now, at least I spoke Spanish, so Portuguese is easier for me. But I mean,
Yeah,
knowing how Porto is, like I had an English teammate and he struggled because no one spoke English besides me. So how was that for you?
yeah, dude. It was so that was my first experience in Europe, and it was just crazy, man. Like I wasn't playing in Sporting Kansas City, and we were in preseason, and my agent told me like, "Hey, Porto wants you on loan," and I was like, "Let's do it." Like that the season before, I knew like we had Matt Beasler as our captain and center back, who was at the time on the national team. Iko Para, I think, won comeback player of the year. And so, like, in my position, it was going to be really tough to like break into the team. Um, and I was like, I need minutes. Like, I need to play. This is our U20 World Cup year. Like, if I'm not playing, like, probably not going to make the team. So that when that came about, like, I was super excited. And I get to Porto, like, good facilities, everything. It was nice, great city on the water, warm weather. But man, living wise, like I was 18 at the time, 19 at the time, going to a whole new country. And I know now you guys know how it is. My friends were in college. I was seeing all these videos on Snapchat of them like going out and
Bro,
stuff like that. And I was just like, so like at the time I couldn't get like my driver's license there to drive. Like I needed like a certain permit to like drive there. So they were like, hey, it's better if you stay at the like hotel where we have a bunch of these players at. Like we had a bunch of Brazilian players at the Holiday Inn. I stayed at the Holiday Inn. I lived at the Holiday Inn. They had like hotel apartments. And so I would just get a ride from them in the morning and then go to practice and then come home. And I swear to you, it was the first time I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I can do this. Because at the time when I got there, I wasn't playing right away. Like, it took a month to start playing. And when you're not playing, when you're, in a country where you don't speak the language, like, it gets tough. It's one of those moments where it's definitely a reality check. And I think being 19, I remember just like, oh man, calling my mom, like texting my old teammates and just being like, dude, I don't know if I can do this. Like, I don't know if I want to do this. And once I started playing and playing well, like it got a little bit better, but my life off the pitch was always difficult. Like it was just like, oh, I'm just going back to the hotel to chill, like in my hotel apartment in the Holiday Inn, bro. I was that song. I remember I used to play that song in like a Holiday Inn all the time. And it wasn't until those like that team award, what are
Dragão de Ouro.
yeah.
Yeah, Dragões de Ouro.
And this American guy walked up on crutches onto the stage to take an award. He was a basketball player. And he's like, no fala Portuguese, like in front of everyone that speaks Portuguese. And he was like, just gave a speech in English. This basketball player won like basketball player of the year. His name was Brad Tinsley. And he's still there now. But he got off stage and I was on my phone Googling this guy. I was like, who is this guy? Like, how can I like, and like, I found his Instagram. I DM'd this guy and my teammates saw me like Googling him and they were like laughing at me and they're like, this guy, who is this guy? Like, but I DM'd him on Instagram and I was like, hey, I'm like an American out here. And I think he was probably like 26 at the time. And I just DM'd him like, hey, can we hang out? And he was like, yeah, dude, come over. My wife, like, we'll have a cooked meal, like home cooked meal. And so like I went over there and every like opportunity I got to go over there, like they became like my family. Like we were always hanging out. He loved like football, American football. We were watching like every Sunday we would watch like Red Zone and his wife would cook for us and she was an amazing cook. Got to go like Thanksgiving. They made like this huge meal. It was just, that's like when kind of like it started going uphill for me. And it in Portugal, that was just kind of like the low and then the high. And then obviously on the soccer side, like you said, we won the second division. That year, the 19s won the U19 division as well. And it was a good year, definitely soccer wise, but like off the pitch, I had like some life lessons to learn. And like how tough it can actually be, like living in Europe.
No, that's so dope. That's a dope story. And I think I had heard of that guy
Yeah,
also. I didn't reach out to him, but yeah,
yeah,
I know some Americans play there. But how does it? Obviously, I know you probably felt it. How did playing for Porto, such like a traditional club, help you now? Maybe going to, obviously you're playing in the top 5 league now, but I mean, if you
yeah,
compare Porto, in my opinion, to maybe other teams, like Porto's so traditional with everything that they do
yeah.
that
Oh,
maybe it can be a little
dude,
bit easier now.
one of the like maybe like the fourth or fifth day I showed up, I was wearing a jacket, and I walk in the building, and I didn't know
Is
at
it
the
the
time.
red
Well, I
rule?
knew. Yes, bro. I walked in wearing a red jacket, and you do not wear red there, bro. The guy at the front desk, like, so I don't speak Portuguese. He just like yelling at me. And I'm like, yo. And then like my teammates I think like saying he doesn't understand you. And then the guy comes up to me, like unzips my jacket, takes it off, and just trashes it, throws it away, bro. And I was like, yo, like, and then like I asked my teammates, and they were like, yeah, you like don't wear red here. Like you can't wear red boots. You can't like don't wear red. Like Benfica, our rivals, we hate them. Like, and like I was just from that moment on, I was like, yo, it is serious. Like to not be able to wear like just a red jacket, I was like that the hatred, it is. I didn't realize like how big of a rivalry it was, and then like also just to see how passionate like the fans and the people of Porto are to like you said, like it's such a big club, and to realize that when you're there and see, 40,000 a game at that stadium at the Dragao is just one of the things of like when you're in Europe and you see these stadiums packed, like these traditional clubs, like you said, like an old, it's crazy. It's crazy to think like, cause like growing up in America, like I was going to games for the Kansas City Wizards at Arrowhead Stadium that sits 75,000 and maybe getting like, I don't know, 8,000 a game. So like, it's just one of those things where that would never happen in like the Dragao or like these clubs that just like build around their fans and their community. It was it was eye opening. That's the biggest thing for me to figure out how serious it is in Europe right off the bat. Like I said, that was like my fourth day, and that's when you really start to realize like it's going to be a grind.